And we begin tonight with a father under arrest accused of fatally shooting his teenage son and injuring 2 other young children. A 13-year-old boy and 12-year-old girl were taken to the hospital with gunshot wounds.
Yeah, Demond, Kimberly, take a look behind me. You can see that police have been in and out of this apartment complex working on the scene. We're told by neighbors and people who knew this man that he was a maintenance worker here at this apartment complex. We also learned that he had been charged with indecent exposure earlier this year. He pled guilty and was scheduled to have a sentencing this morning before the shooting happened.
Several people have been shot.
Neighbors say they were woken up to the sound of the children's mother calling for help.
Around like 6 a.m. this morning, a woman came running to our apartment door asking for help, very frantic. She was bleeding all over the sidewalk.
Several neighbors began making calls to 911. Jennifer Goddard and her husband rushed to help.
I shot up and ran out the front door, and as I was running out the front door, I met the 12-year-old boy at the end of my sidewalk who was just covered in blood.
Goddard described the terrifying moments as she tried to comfort the injured 12-year-old while police arrived and placed the man under arrest. Goddard said she was not only neighbors with the man, but had known him since high school. She was in disbelief to learn what had happened. What do you make of this?
It was just sad. Devastating that it's the kids.
Gun violence is prominent and it is an issue in our country, and to say it's not is to just be ignorant about the situation, and when it hits this close to home, you can't really deny that fact.
And another difficult one to report.
Yeah, it seems like we're dealing with, a lot of these very difficult topics every single day. This is the chief of the Port Huron Police Department, Brian Kerrigan. Here he is with an update on the case.
We have the father in custody. He's cooperating with the investigation, has made statements assisting us with this investigation at this point.
So I know you can't say too much in terms of the motive behind here, but do you have any idea what kind of happened inside the apartment?
I can't really give any details on that right now. So it's a family home. During the incident, there's a 20-year-old son, and the mother were able to wrestle with the father during the shooting and prevent anything further from happening. It's harder to deal with when it's kids. Obviously, it's not the kind of scenes that you're used to dealing with, but it doesn't really change our protocol. The officers responded, they get inside, make sure it's secure, start rendering aid to the victims. We have the assistance of the state police, the county sheriff, they came and assisted with us. Tri-Hospital EMS and our fire department responded and started rendering aid and taking the victims to the hospitals and getting them treated. 26 years in law enforcement, we see a lot of things, but something like this where domestic related, where the father it's tragic. I don't know that I've seen something exactly like that before, no.
Okay, Chief, anything else you want to say, any messages for your community at this point?
No, I would suggest if you need help, reach out. This kind of senseless, tragic acts of violence, they don't need to happen. And there's help out there for everybody, for whatever you're going through. It doesn't have to come down to this.